Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is the third and final session of Xcrawl World, which is, yeah, it's a hack of a hack of a hack where I've taken an old D&D D20 era, third edition era setting and rule set called Xcrawl, which I think is pretty interesting. It's currently, I believe the license is currently owned by Goodman Games, creators of DCC, Dungeon Crawl Classics. They have released some DCC-ized versions of old Xcrawls, but I don't like to roll dice, and I'm lazy, and I like Power by the Apocalypse games. So I found Jeremy Strandberg's Homebrew World, which is a pretty cool, more one-shot focused revision of Dungeon World, and bolted on some Xcrawl moves and borrowed from my friend Jen's Vagabonds of Xcrawl, where she had done a World of Dungeons hack, but I wanted something a little more fulsome than World of Dungeons with different stats and all that fun stuff. And this is the baby that came out. We are currently playing in Dungeon Battle Brooklyn is the Xcrawl. Xcrawl itself is if Running Man, the movie and book, and American Gladiators, which, by the way, I found out that there was a UK Gladiators back in the day as well. Did not know that, but it was. And D&D all got together and they had a baby. So it's extreme dungeon crawling in an alternate history United States where Emperor Ronald is still in charge. And instead of the government being inspired by Greek ideals for government, America is dictate. Well, it's a Roman style government. That's why we have an emperor and legates and all the cool Roman stuff. But it also gave rise to gladiatorial combat via Xcrawl. A lot of technology replaced by magic. But the cool part I like is the personification of the dungeon being run by a dungeon judge or a DJ. I love that. So it's a weird metatextual thing where the person running the actual game is a DJ, but within the world there is also an NPC who is running that dungeon that you're currently competing in, who is also called a DJ. Layers. But I love that conceit. It amuses me. Dungeon Battle Brooklyn has a number of VIPs who are here in attendance because there's a live studio audience, or basically a live audience, who come to Xcrawls to watch you compete. There are a number of teams that run through it. This is day 2. You guys have your team, Zaster's Disasters, have competed very well. You did so without Zaster for a bit. Then Zaster joined you in the Room of the Blue Salamander, and you have continued forward until you found the 3 pieces of the scroll, which DJ Seymour Blood had told you needed to do to get to the final room and finish the crawl. That is where you aren't exactly quite yet, because we have stopped the game with you guys taking a break, heading to the break room, where which is a Xcrawl custom where nothing bad will happen to you at the break room. You get to do some little interviews, go to the bathroom. If you need to, take a shower. No cameras inside, although there is a little confessional room. So there are no like cameras in the broad. You will know you're being recorded if you go voluntarily to record a confessional to pump things up. And yeah, I think that sets us all up with where we had ended. The break room is also where you can level in the middle of a dungeon crawl. So let's just check in. Was there anything that anyone needed to accomplish in the break room? If you're like, what can I accomplish in the break room? You can head to the basic or the violence and recovery moves, where I have colored in a nice blue font, take a break, which has the through all of the break room rules.
I think I'm ready.
All right.
I did level in
Oh,
there
excellent.
and took a new advance, which is merciless. When I fight to kill with no mercy or hesitation, you get advantage to deal damage. That's
Wicked. That's very Ajax.
splashy.
It's funny. Sorry, side story. It's very short. During my high school days, one of my friends was excellent at coming up with weird names for his D&D characters. He once had a character that he named Ajax. He named him Ajax Lefoof. And there's just something about the juxtaposition of a very hardcore and a slightly effete name that always amused me. And he always said it, Ajax Lefoof. The end. Cool. What about for Thomas Mayday Hayden?
I also took a level advance, which was Arcane Ward. As long as I have 2 spells prepared, you have 2 armor.
Whoa, that's wicked. And how many spells does Thomas have currently prepared? I think you have multiple,
4.
right?
Yeah.
Sweet. So it doesn't go up to 4. It just says as long as you have at least 2, you got 2 armor.
Right. Yeah.
Good. You might want to mark up that in your armor section on row 52. Sweet. What about Sunburn? Are you ready to go? Anything you updated or new stuff?
No, I was 1 experience point shy. So
Oh,
yeah,
do you want to?
I needed to punch a squirrel or something like that.
Dang it. Dang, that stinks so hard.
Okay, it's all good.
Well,
let me figure out what I would have taken. Where's the list of moves? What I would have taken.
The advances, if you go to the Xcrawl team, they start at row 127.
Oh, they're on the same page. Okay.
Well, I had them hidden because I didn't want to take up even more screen real estate.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, let's see here.
Did you instruct another in the tenets of your faith and get an XP for that in here?
I think I clicked on everything I did so far. I guess I could give a speech to everybody about being, glory to, Apollo.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. All right. So since I'm going to take the scales of life and death power, when someone in your presence takes their last breath, they have advantage. I'm going to be like, actually, yeah, we'll have to do it in here, right? So like, today is our day for glory. We live, we die, we bring it all out there. Leave nothing behind.
That's wonderous. I love it. Take that XP. You've earned it.
All right. So, scales of life and death.
I'm really curious. After Sunbird's big speech, which isn't to the audience, but just to the 3 of you, Zastra, how do you react to that?
I would like to real quickly give a confessional.
Yes. Oh, so good.
I think it'd be funny if we never actually got out of here today.
We just stay in the break room.
Right.
No, I think it's just
you're doing great till they hit the break room.
Apollo will guide us, and Zaster does the Apollo will guide us over to the fried chicken bucket. Because that's Shayla's sponsor. Yeah. It's just a snide remark, a slight dig.
Right. I wish you'd said that out loud though, because I'd be like, Apollo made those chicken, put his glory in them, so that we can consume it. And then some goddess of nature like made the wheat or the flour that made the waffle. I guess I don't know.
Demeter brought us a waffle.
The trees with the syrup or whatever.
Just a hierarchy. Oh, it wouldn't be Demeter. That's great.
Maybe when I Xcrawl in Canada, I switch it to like a maple leaf or something
Yeah.
like that for the logo.
Cool. Let's have you roll giving a confessional in any break room. You can give a confessional. Spill your guts and roll with int, whiz, or cha.
I guess that's charisma. Yeah. Oh, it is taken out of context.
Oh, this is delightful. You rolled a
Well, I
5.
think
I rolled a 5.
Yeah. So, on a 6-7, something you say is taken deeply out of context and used to mock, shame, or scandalize you, or clear your mojo track to 0. Your choice. You get to
I will
choose.
not clear our mojo track. I'm welcoming some drama outside the ring. I think perhaps there is possibly a deal for the ice cream to start being offered inside of the fried chicken places as part of like chicken and waffles and ice cream kind of thing.
of course.
And I just torpedoed that with my offhand comment.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, it costs you some out of the crawl problems. Delightful. And Sunburn is none the wiser. Sadly, she's not there to fix things. You're giving
All right.
another rousing
To
speech.
deal with this magical wall of flame.
You'd rather get burnt that way than burnt the way you just burned yourself.
Cool. Then so saith the Zaster, and Zaster's disasters continues out of the break room to stand before the next to final. This corridor ends in an oversized alcove. Hopefully, if you guys are on the DBB map, you can see it. It is room 11. It ends in an oversized alcove. The plastic walls have been painted to look like stone. There's a double door on the north wall in the center of the alcove, but the doors are covered in arcane flame. The doors burn intensely like a massive bonfire, but the fire neither gives off smoke nor consumes the door. 10 feet before the door is an envelope on the floor. Who grabs the envelope?
Hey, college boy, go pick that up.
I kind of look around and I'm like, sure. And I kind of
Get the note, get the note, get the note.
I walk up and I kind of lean over and I snatch up the
Someone goes,
envelope.
no, let Lightning get the note.
And at that, I snatch up the envelope and I kind of look at it and open it up. And
all right. The note in the envelope reads, find all 3 parts of the scroll and read aloud to quench the fire and finish your quest. Also inside is a bit of folded parchment, which is the connector for the 3 parts of the scroll that you guys have gathered together. When you put all 3 parts of the scroll together, it's revealed to be a message in Latin, a translation of a bit of the speech that Emperor Ronald I gave on the opening day of the very first Xcrawl contest. Hashtag history. No, who wants to? I had lived hashtag history. Who wants to read the scroll aloud?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Nice. So what is this read aloud like? You don't have to roll. I just want to know, like, how do you do this? How do you approach it? You could even grandstand if you wanted, if you really want to.
So I think what I do is I know my professors are watching, right? And this is like, my second or third time through my senior year. I really need to make them proud. And I think I slowly start, I think if I can, I think I use, what are they called? Minor magical things to dim the lights a little bit.
Ooh, shoot.
Little cantrip.
Like little
Cantrips.
Yeah.
Thank you, cantrips.
Or
Thank you.
thaumaturgy or prestidigitation or something.
Yeah, I use cantrips to kind of dim the lights a little bit. and start reading. And as I start to read, I just kind of make everything a little bit more dramatic. And I start real quiet. And as I read each line, I build up a little bit. And I think we start to see the lines on the paper. I think the zoom camera kind of comes in and we see it kind of start to light up. And then by the end of it, it's starting to like flare and scorch the paper. And my voice becomes, a booming, echoing within that small area.
All of a sudden we hear little traces of O Fortuna playing in the background as you read this dramatic speech, and then the fire is quenched. Did you want to grandstand? You're perfectly
Let me
welcome.
look. Is that actually a grant? Does it fit the fiction?
While competing in Dungeon Room, you can grandstand for the crowds. You're elocuting
Oh yeah.
dramatically.
Yes. Oh, okay. Just because it's awful. I think that's really me trying to roll with charisma, right?
It feels like it, yeah. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to say.
No, that's great. My charisma's a -1, right? Yeah.
But the crowd attitude is fanatical. So
Oh.
you add that in as well. You're growing at an effective +1.
Ah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I was excited about rolling at a -1.
You could still
Okay.
roll poorly.
Yes. And I did.
Oh man.
So that's a total of 6.
Either you've offended the crowd and you have to lower the crowd attitude by 1 box, or you can clear your mojo pool to 0 before the final fight. Your choice. Or you missed something of deadly importance. A monster attack, a trap, or worse. Your choice.
Monster attack.
Yeah. I
Deadly,
think I'm going to choose the
deadly.
latter. And I have an idea for what I may have missed. Unless you have an idea, Rich.
What's your idea?
My idea is that as I finish reading the scroll, like something unexpected happens and breaks that whole image. Like I missed a trap, or like all of a sudden I start to catch on fire because it wasn't expected that I would add all of this illusion cantrip stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
You go forward, you're expecting the flames to die down, but you go just a tad too early, and in one of the AVS, the cameras cuts to lightning going with little ferret hands, like he knows somehow, or maybe he's just a scared ferret, and bam, you get to take it was pretty harsh. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a D6 of fire damage. Luckily, you have 2 spells prepared, so you have 2 armor, and that is magic, so it would count.
Okay. So let me roll a D6. 1 point.
It's fine. So it's a singe that your magical armor abates, and then the flames are extinguished, and people are like, "Wait, did he go too early? Was he burnt? No, I don't. I smell chicken. That's all I smell is chicken." So.
It broke that spell, that fabulous thing that I built up and everything. All of a sudden I start dancing around and look really, really weird. Like, where'd the fire go? Oh no. Yeah. Like breaks that whole, convincing spell. Yeah.
Love it. And then the room 13 is revealed. This huge room has a large maze of carpeted steel walls. There's an AVS, that's the large screen, floating 10 feet from the door where you enter. And there you see DJ Seymour Blood chewing gum as he stands amongst a garden of statues. He's on the screen. He's not in the place, just so. So he's standing amongst a garden of statues and chewing some gum. And a reminder, Seymour Blood's like 13, 14. This is baby's first dungeon. He says, we have one more monster for you, my friends. One that can leave you as cold as this forever. And he knocks on one of the statues' heads and then grabs its hand, and a finger breaks off. And he looks at that for a second and tosses it away. Then he goes over and picks it up, and he spits out his gum. sticks it on the edge of the finger, and then tries to put it. Find your way through the maze. Don't worry, if my monster gets you, as long as one of you survives the maze and hits the red button, all of its damage shall be undone. Hey, you might even consider splitting up. You know what they say about splitting up the party, right? And he laughs, and then the AVS screen disappears. As you're looking into this labyrinth, you hear sound of something like starting to move, and you hear a growl, and then and then something starts to move again. Off in the distance here, you see something moving in the labyrinth. It appears to be 10 feet across, and it's a giant silver ball of some kind, like a hamster ball, sort of like a hamster ball meets a disco ball. You're not entirely sure. So yeah. For this fun, I have added in the famous labyrinth move.
Yeah.
You attempt to navigate the labyrinth, describe how you do it, and then roll plus stat. On a 12 plus, you're going to hold 2. On a 10 plus, you hold 1. On a 7 to 9, you hold 1, but you encounter the Guardian. On a miss, you encounter the Guardian. And on a 1 to 3, you also lose all your hold. If multiple party members navigate in turn, which you are doing, then your hold will be pooled together for the entire party. To find one of the labyrinth's treasures, you can spend a hold at any time and describe where it's found, and then I'll tell you what it is. You may spend 3 hold at any time to find the exit out of the labyrinth. So even though there was a map that I showed you, we're not going to worry about the map because we have the labyrinth move. So I'll ask Ajax because he usually leads things.
I think while Seymour was finishing up the description, Ajax was stretching and doing getting his hammies all limber. And as soon as they say go, he just takes off running. He's like, okay, right, and just hauls it down to the right, and okay, gonna follow the right, and just is sprinting along with his hand trailing along the wall.
Nice. That's a great. That almost feels like
just assuming that everyone's gonna keep up with me.
Of course. So what stat do you think most governs your attempt to navigate Le Donjon?
Probably Dex, I guess. Doing
that feels
kind of grabbing the carpet on the corner as I scooch around there. Yeah, cool.
All right.
Sprinting feels more like Dex than strength.
Dex. Yeah, I get you. I think that works for me. And this is not a crowd attitude affected roll.
That maze.
2d6 plus 1. Sprint that maze. All right.
That one was good. 7.
Oh, yes. So you get 1 hold. I think what I'm going to do is in this labyrinth move, I'm just going to edit it so that we can track the hold. Although there might be a better place to track it. That's just the first idea I had. So you currently have 1 hold. However, on a 7 to 9, you also encounter the Guardian. So you run to the right. You're making a whole lot of noise. The carpeted steel walls actually feel kind of good in a way, but then you come around a corner and you see the monster ball. It's a sturdy sphere, 8 foot in diameter, made of 20 small, clear, triangle-shaped plexiglass panels, joined with rubbery coated steel to make a basically sphere-shaped D20. And inside, you see that there is a Medusa. Now, pause for a moment as the AVS for the viewers at home freeze frame. And there's if you remember the pop-up video from VH1 back in the day, there's a pop-up video style call out. saying that this is, and if you hop to NPCs on row 7, I'll screen share. You see this lady. She is ancient. It is Clarodesca. Clarodesca is a Medusa who has been a monster in Xcrawl since Xcrawl began. So like 30 plus years. She is legendary for the heroes that she has slain. And while she's a Medusa, so it's not like anyone interviews her. There are lots of written articles about Clarodesca. There's an off-Broadway musical about her life. And this is kind of a big get for Dungeon Battle Brooklyn for her to be featured as the final monster. But we during this call out moment, there's like a hidden silhouette interview with Clarodesca where she says that this is it. This is her retirement run. She says, after this one, I'm gonna be retiring. Get a nice little pension going on here at going to end up at Zora Azura in the Underdeep. So, just one more sets of Xcrawlers and I can call it a career, baby. Then we cut back to Ajax as you have encountered the Medusa. She turns to start to look at you. What do you do?
I think he's familiar with this celebrity, I guess, and is still going to keep running, probably straight at her, but kind of do like a cover your face and just dive straight at it and see what that does.
Awesome.
Crack that ball.
I think you are trying to defy danger here. It feels like that's what
that sounds
after.
like it.
All right. You're employing speed, agility, or finesse, so please roll again with your dexterity.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's an 8.
Nice. Sweet. So I think what happens is you are able to avoid her gaze, but the giant ball like comes forward and mashes you up against the wall before you're able to move past her. And please roll her damage is a D6 with the monster ball.
That's 5 points, which goes down
but
to
your armor counts
3.
because this is like crush damage. So
7.
Sweet.
Cool.
And you can keep going if you want, trying to find your way through. But you realize that you've now put the Medusa between you and the rest of your party.
Yeah.
Head first. The pun energy today is strong, friends. I love it.
I think he's a little bit crushed up against the wall, or more likely floor, since he did like the dive, like, clang.
He rolled over top of you. It's awesome.
And the crowd goes wild.
They're like, oh my god, he's got crushed. Oh wait, he's alive. He's alive. Oh, it's probably because of lightning. So speaking of lightning, Mayday, Ajax just left you in the dust. Look at that mother move.
So do we have what can we damage the walls in any way or anything like that? What are the rules for X?
The interior walls, you can damage the interior walls, no problem. You can't just damage an exterior wall and try to escape. If you go out of that, you're out of bounds, you're disqualified.
Okay, that makes sense. So Ajax takes off, and I think I look surprised at like how quickly he's going, and I'm like, oh. And I think I turn around and start to kind of jog a little bit that way, and then I see that big dodecahedron come rolling across, and I'm like, nope. And I turn around and I run the other way. And I think I also want to roll the labyrinth move.
You do. We all want to roll it. It's great. It's a classic for a reason. Yeah, you choose the stat that you think best applies how you're trying to navigate the labyrinth, and that's what you roll with.
I think I'm gonna roll with wisdom because I think it's wise to run away from the big giant.
You bet.
Yeah. So let's roll and see what that does. That is an 8 total.
Okay. You
Yeah.
now gain your second hold. Congratulations. Bad news. You also encounter. So I think you wisely tried to. Were you following Ajax or were you headed a different direction?
No, I turned around and ran the other way, but I think the maze kind of funnels me back around.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, oh no, I'm running the wrong way. And then I come out and there's the ball, right? And I'm like, ah!
Oh man, that's awesome. So yeah, there's the ball and the Medusa. She has a little cigarette hanging down, a la Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters, and then she nods and starts pushing on the ball to roll towards you. Her snake's alight, but not that you see it. But what do you wish to do here, Mayday? You've encountered the Guardian.
So you said that the walls are basically carpet that have been
Put over
painted.
steel.
Over steel, but they've been painted to look like stone, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna completely not pay attention to the, giant Medusa dodecahedron coming towards me. I'm gonna start ripping the carpet down, off the walls, and my intention is to slow down the Medusa or get it stuck.
Oh, that's fascinating. I like that a lot. Let's see. How do we code that into a move? Are you trying to defy danger with intelligence, like trying to
That's
outwit
exactly
the
what
thing?
it could be. That's
All
exactly what it could
right.
be.
Let's see how it goes. That's a really cool idea.
My
See if the
intelligence
dice
is
agree with
2.
you.
That's a 9.
Nice. Just a heads up. I think my mouse's battery has died. I keep having to turn it back on and off, so I may have to step away for a second. Dang it. It's okay. I've got replacement batteries like right over here. Okay, so on a 9, that is a mixed result. I can't move to any of their screens. Well, I can actually use my keyboard.
We can take a break if you want.
Okay, yeah, let's take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yay, that was exactly it. It's all fixed.
And I think as that's happening, I turn around and they're like, the crowd is like, he can't get through the wall. That's crazy. And I start pulling the carpet down, and I think lightning takes off. Like, this is sort of a distraction. And they're like, Mayday's sacrificing himself so lightning could get away. And I'm like, so I'm pulling down the carpet and everything. And I think lightning zips back the direction I came to, like, where the rest of the party is. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I was going to offer you a choice of you can get away, but lightning gets stoned. But you've already saved lightning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said something.
No,
to
that's
kind of fill up
good.
the
That's
space,
really
but
fun. No, that's
yeah.
fun. I like that. Now I'll give you worse, different choices. Let's
Yeah.
see. So on a 7 to 9 with defy danger, you can do it, but the DJ will present a lesser success, a cost, or a consequence. And I think the cost or consequence, I will give you is that one of your body parts are turned to stone.
Yeah.
You can basically finish this up and block the Medusa, keep your hold and get away, but one of your body parts will be turned to stone.
Yeah, that sounds great. The only thing is, I don't think the labyrinth move would make much sense if someone else rolled and got, you run into the guardian. I think this just slows it down a little bit. right? So I don't think it'll stick it any place, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to do is give the next person advantage on the
Oh.
labyrinth move as a result of your clever ploy.
Oh, that makes sense. That's great. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. What part do you think?
You
Oh,
can
it's
roll
gotta
a
be.
D4. It'll be a limb.
I was thinking both legs, or
Oh,
maybe
God.
if it's both
so
legs, then I'm
harsh.
stuck in place, right? But one leg, I'm kind of limping along, which is comical and hilarious.
Okay, awesome. One of
Yeah.
your legs is turned to stone as one of the snakes. A beam fires out through the monster ball and hits your leg, and it turns to stone. And the guy who's a big lightning fan is like, "Look at the sacrifice he made for lightning. Good job, Mayday. Don't die, man." And it's like, but wouldn't it be cool if Mayday like died? It was the last Medusa kill. And then Lightning can go solo or something. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Sweet. Great. So Mayday, you limp away, and the monster ball is stuck up against all of the carpeting. DJ Seymour Blood says, "What a clever ploy. Oh, I think you just might be my favorite, Thomas Mayday." And yeah.
May I make a suggestion? I think being partially stoned is a condition,
Debility?
right?
Yeah, take
debility.
a debility. That totally makes sense. I should have.
Is that weakened or miserable?
I think
it's
it's up
weakened.
to you.
Weakened
Yeah.
would be Dex, so yeah. Okay.
All right. Cool. Let's cut to Sunburn. Your party is all split up. Evidently, they didn't realize that DJ Seymour Blood was joking when he suggested splitting the party.
Well, I did kind of pump them up, glory and all that kind of stuff today. I think it's kind of my fault, to be honest.
They're all full of Apollo and vinegar.
So I have an ability that I've never used, which is Divine Favor. Well, I was going to do Speak with Dead, and I was just going to talk to Medusa, given that her career is dead. But,
snap!
When you spend your favor to call on your god for guidance, they will show you their will through signs and portents. But that just gives you advantage on the next move, which we've already got. So, I mean, guidance kind of means to me like go here, go there kind of thing.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think that you can use that. You don't have to use up the divine favor because there's already advantage out there, but you can still narrate that in as if you're getting divine favor without mechanically using it.
Well, do we have any hold at this point?
You have 2 hold.
Well, then I will combine it by spinning a hold and getting a treasure. So Apollo points me to a treasure.
Nice. Okay, you guys are now down to 1 hold. And you get to describe where it is within the labyrinth. Remember, this is a little bit of a quantum labyrinth design, so you can carve in little specifics if you like. But where is it that you find a bit of treasure, and how does that look?
There's this dead end with one of those no-go doors, but it's a fake no-go door, or it's an illusion or whatever, and I put my hand up to it or whatever, and it fizzles away, and it's just like a little alcove with a treasure lying on it. And I've revealed the truth, which is what my character does for my god, and the truth of the treasure room.
Nice.
And it's a scholarship to the college, the Brooklyn College.
Sure, I like that.
I don't know,
awesome.
a semester's, or, whatever. It doesn't have to be like full ride or whatever.
No, so 1 year. It's 1 year full ride scholarship to the Brooklyn. Hold on, Rich has to read it appropriately. The Brooklyn Academy of Letters, and there's even not Seymour Blood, but like an announcer, like Don Pardo, that comes on, and you just won a 1 year full paid, full ride, room and board scholarship to the Brooklyn Academy of Letters. Congratulations, Sunburn.
And I held it up for the audience, and I'm like, knowledge is power.
It's awesome. Go door. Oh, that's good. That's good. Sweet. So after Sunburn gets a scholarship, we check in with Zaster as everyone spread to the four winds. What does Zaster do?
Yeah,
Actually,
I think
is that sorry, is that the cheap heat where I'm like, it's our school?
Oh yeah, you cheap heated.
Yeah.
Yes,
I cheated.
Please go ahead and add a check to the crowd. Oh yeah, that's right. You'll add a check to the crowd clock because you automatically roused. You swayed the crowd.
I don't have to roll or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Cheap heat is just that cheap.
All right. Now I'll shut up.
No problem.
so. Zaster ran after Ajax, but very quickly saw the dodecahedron slam into Ajax and ducked into one of the side portions of the labyrinth. And I'm going to burn some XP to get a supply, which is a disguise kit. And I can do that as long as I say who I lifted it off of. And I totally lifted it off of one of the ninjas. And I'm going to disguise myself.
I'm sorry. I love the callback
Yes.
to the ninjas. Thank you.
Yes, I mean,
that tickled me.
part of the move. I have to say who I lifted it from.
I know. So good.
And I'm going to disguise myself as one of I'm going to say it wrong again. Cleodeska.
I've said it wrong. I've said it
Okay,
three
that's good.
different ways. So one of them has to be right.
One of her ex-lovers.
Oh man. What? Okay, I'm gonna ask someone else. Because I'm really curious about that. Ajax, you know all about the Xcrawl. Cleodeska, tell me one of her ex-lovers that Zaster just disguised themselves to look like.
I think it's an oracle who it blinded themselves so they could see their visions better.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I think she's not a Delphic oracle, but like a that's a good one. Oracle of let's make it an oracle of Apollo. I think that'd be fun.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
She blinded herself by staring at the sun until her eyes burned out.
That's so good.
If I could add to that,
Sure.
she's a descendant of like a long, like descendant of a sphinx, and so she just talks in riddles all the time. Like
Yeah.
She's talking riddles. Okay.
Oh wait, I forgot that I was making you do that.
No, that's great. That's great. No, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zaster has to cut their hair and quickly
Her name is Stella.
covers
She's
eyes. Yeah. Stella. Oh.
So
And then just
sorry,
in the
Greg.
most convincing voice, Des, that you it is? Des?
Awesome. So just to tie it back to a move, are you using that to engage the labyrinth move here? Or are you
Oh.
looking for something else you'd like to do?
I hadn't really thought about tying it to a move yet.
All right, it's my job.
I think really I'm buying time. I'm trying to
Okay.
draw her into the open for my compatriots to get like an actual shot.
I think you are doing an assist play then. That sounds awesome. When you help a teammate who's about to roll, say how you do it and roll plus stat per defy danger.
Is this where the advantage from the carpet comes in? Or was that
I have an
already used?
advantage on my next roll from the break room, actually. So I'll just burn
okay.
that one.
Got it.
Crazy. Double advantage.
Roll all the dice.
By the way, don't forget you guys have mojo, and you're near the end, so you might as well spend it.
Right.
Because you can't carry it over. You can't take it with you.
All right. So this is plus charisma.
Yeah, it feels like a charisma you're using to.
And I've got 2 uses left of my disguise kit now. All right. Oh, I needed that advantage. So that's 6. That's a 7.
Wow.
Just
Okay,
barely
that's
held it
perfect.
together.
It's perfect
It's not a
because
great disguise.
the teammate that you're helping gains advantage, but you will suck up their consequences. That's
Perfect. I think the way we've established it, I'm assisting Ajax, right?
Okay.
I'm giving Ajax the chance to get in there with his old battle axe. Yeah.
Okay. Ajax, it falls to you. There is a mere one hole. I guess somebody got treasure.
I think while she's distracted, looking like probably turning and looking for her for Stella there, I think that's when I wedge. So the ball is like it's held together like rubber strips. Is that? Yeah. So I think he takes his sword and wedges it into the rubber and tries to start peeling with peeling the panel out.
Medusa, before we roll, Medusa's like, how do you know that I'm just going to come out and kick your ass physically?
That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, then. The smoke comes out the little hole you created.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he probably makes a little hole and then try and do the Ben Bar's Bar's left gate thing, like get his fingers in there and just peel it off.
This is great. Now, as a reminder, because it was box text, what DJ Seymour Blood said was as long as one of you can get to the end and hit the red button, everybody will be golden. You finish the room. So what Ajax is doing is crazy, but it just might be crazy like a fox. Ajax, bend bars, lift gates.
When I use brute strength to overcome an inanimate obstacle, roll plus strength. Let's do that.
On a 7+. Oh, yeah.
Peel the ball. How about I put some
Greg, I think you labeled your character Xanther for some reason in the wrong.
Oh, God. I don't even know how to change that.
Xanther the Panther. I think you can click the smiley face and change your room username. Peel the ball. That looks like a fairly fail.
I think I'm going to use some mojo on that one.
I think you're a good call because I'm about to do the one thing that Medusas do.
So let's reroll that 1.
Is it working?
There we go.
Okay.
So that is an 8. No, that's a 8 plus. That's a 10. 5 plus 3 plus 2. Yeah, 10. Blammo.
10. 5 plus 3 plus 2. Wow, that is from famine to feast. As a 10 plus on Ben Bar's lift gates.
Oh yeah,
you get to choose one.
I think it is. I mean, it makes a lot of noise for sure. So I think it's like not even just peeling the thing off, actually like bend, like is it like plexiglass or something? Just like bending it until it snaps and then
it snaps out,
explodes in a shower.
Stuff comes down. Everybody's like, "Wow, that's awesome." Actually, Stella's. Stella. Yeah, Stella. That's awesome. What do we have a pick for Stella now? Thank you. Row 32. I gotta look at this. Oh, that's so cool. She's actually kind of adorable and staring at the sun still. Man, she'd burn out her retinas that way. Okay. Great stuff. Yeah, Ajax, she's like, all right, then starts crawling out of the thing, and there's snakes alight. She's gonna fight you. Let's cut to Mayday with your stoned leg. You're limping along. See, Lightning's like hopped ahead of you. Lightning came back and everyone ignored him, so he's gone ahead, and now he looks like he wants to lead you somewhere. But maybe it's the right place. Maybe they're just some fairy snacks over there.
Yeah, I'm torn between helping Ajax, and I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to roll the labyrinth move for Lightning, right?
Oh my god. Okay, yes, let's do this. Let's do this thing.
And I pick a stat, right? So of course, following the intelligent creature that runs away, that's got to be it, right?
Yeah. Now you're going to stat up Lightning. What is Lightning's intelligence? It's an animal.
Yeah. I'm just going to use my intelligence. But yeah. And I think what we see on screen is basically Lightning is trying to lead the way, and Mayday is like scraping along, and we see these big, not gouges, but like marks, like chalk marks on the sidewalk. Okay. Let's see what that looks like.
Walking along. This is awesome.
That is a 13.
Wow, Lightning is the best.
Lightning is the best. What does that do?
Dice agree with. Okay,
That's 2
on
hold.
a 12 plus, you gain 2 hold.
2.
You now have 3 total hold. At any time, you may spend 3 hold to find the exit out of the labyrinth, which is the red button. And so that's a thing where Lightning's at the thing, standing underneath the red button, tries to go up against the wall, but it's halfling height. So it's just a little too tall. It's trying to figure out pieces of tile to maybe possibly hit the red button, but hasn't yet because you haven't spent the 3 hold.
So I think it's, I hate to say it, but I think it might be a little bit too early to do that.
I'm perfectly fine.
So I'm going to spend a hold right now to find a treasure to put us at 2, right? I think what happened is I think that if you don't mind me narrating, I think that basically Lightning, zips around the corner, and we can see on screen, like from the AVS cameras, that basically we can see the glowing red button, and Lightning's doing everything he can to lead Mayday down there. And they're like, Lightning! And I'm scraping along, and that's whenever like my stoned leg catches in like a little secret door, and I lean over and I kind of pull it aside, and it kind of scrapes and opens, and there's something inside, and that's where the treasure is, completely distracting everyone distracting me about finding the exit. Yeah.
Nice, cool. When you stumble over and there's a long box that has a bunch of logos for various corporate sponsors for the DBB, and when you open it up, you see that inside is the Browmeister. The Browmeister is a magical longsword. Special purpose is to promote Beer Town, one of the sponsors of Dungeon Battle Brooklyn. It sings the Browmeister.
It sings their catch song, right?
Yes, they're like
their jingle.
Jingle. Yes, that's it. So the Browmeister sings the Beer Town jingle,
and I think so. That's why Lightning gets distracted. So I call Lightning back, and I've trained Lightning like the opposite of fetch, and I'm like, take, and I want to send the sword to Ajax.
Cool.
By the way, any of you can say, Lightning gets confused and brings it to me instead. So any of you can take the sword if you want. Yeah.
It's awesome. Beer Town is a Boston franchise. So it's singing the jingle, and the jingle's like in a Boston accent. Kind of like that, the Boston Adams, cause I'm from Boston. So Beer Town. So, wow, that is a definitely awesome sight of Lightning the Ferret. I guess has its teeth around the the holster for and is dragging the longsword behind him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's longer than he is, so he's like dragging it along, and
It's great. I think it's Sunburn's turn. You've received the sight, the vision. You've been given a glorious treasure. You hear the sounds of battle in the distance, and also something being dragged along the faux stone plates not far from you. Sunburn, what do you do?
Well, I hear the crowd, chanting for lightning, and I figure what I could do is if I could find the button, I could call to everybody, because I feel like we get, maybe there's a secret bonus or something like that. Maybe she just imagined it where if we all hit the button, like it's even better than just one of us hitting the button or something like that. But basically she doesn't want to like get to the end and do it. She wants to get into the end and call people to her. But that would require her to navigate the labyrinth, and so I'd like to roll navigate the labyrinth.
Sounds good. What
Um,
stat do you think best describes what you're trying to do?
Well, I'm gonna actually use the divine favor this time. So
Ooh.
it sounds like wisdom to me.
Sounds like wisdom to me.
All right, Apollo. 2d6 plus, is it 1 or 2? 3 into the 4. Oh, there we go.
Shayla's
It's
wisdom.
Does divine favor give you advantage?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
it does. All
You're on 3d6 plus 2.
All right. Guide me up. Okay, I got a 12.
Wow. You gained 2 hold.
Okay.
I think that puts you guys at 4 hold.
Okay.
And I think it's just that the Apollo shines this light and you follow it and you come right to where lightning had been and you see the red button. At any
Okay.
point, you can spin the 3 hold, or you can choose and wait for the rest of your party.
Yeah, I'm going to wait, and like I'm going to concentrate by holding my holy symbol to send that light to other people to try to get them to the end too.
Nice.
And I think as we see Sunburn, headed that direction, we see Sunburn cross in front of where Mayday is, like, looking at that hole and like watching lightning head back, and it's like, oh, and kind of stands up and starts scraping along, heading in that direction where lightning just was. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. And now we go to Zaster, who appears as our Stella.
Estella.
Yeah.
And so, I'm imagining sort of off to my left, Ajax has pried open the thing, and the Medusa is coming out of it, correct? So, Zaster then takes off the blindfold in a dramatic, and like didn't actually cut his hair, it all flows back down in a dramatic reveal, and catches an arrow, drops it against a poison on his boot, holds it aloft dramatically, and shoots it at the Medusa. I'm going to try and hit her with the oil of Tejet, which will put her to sleep.
I can't believe you guys are attacking the Medusa. This is pretty great.
Well, then we can get all the treasure.
I know.
All right, so that's a volley.
Mhm.
Let's see, plus dex.
Roll plus dex. That's in your violence and recovery moves.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Haven't used the bow and arrow yet. Gotta use it before the end of the thing. That's an 8.
Nice. Okay. On 7 to 9, You deal damage, but you have to choose one from the list. You have to move, hold steady to get the shot, placing you in danger of the DJ's choice. You can take what you can get and deal damage with disadvantage, or you can deplete your ammunition, selecting the next status next to your weapon/ammo.
I
guess.
End of the session, I will be running low on ammo.
Okay, sounds good.
Didn't take that many arrows, so just the one shot.
Maybe like you pull out the next and the arrow's broken or something.
Yeah.
Like you had more arrows. You weren't dumb. It's just a point where you broke a few of your arrows. Unbeknownst to you, you're not foolish. You're just betting lucky. That's all. Sweet. Go ahead and deal your damage. Right, you're trying to deliver the poison, which will put her to sleep. Do you think that means you've got like an arrowhead that isn't actually going to do damage? The damage is just the poison, or do you think?
Oh, well, it has to prick them, so
Okay.
I have to, I don't know if she's wearing armor or something.
She has very hardened skin. You have to do at least 2 points of damage for it to prick her skin.
1 in 4 chance. Here we go. That's enough. Literally just a prick.
Shoot. It slices across her arm as she comes out to face you. Ajax, you hear the arrow whiz past you, and it slices her across the arm, and she's like, "Oh, son of a! Really like that shirt. Wait a second. Time out, fella." Takes it. Then she starts to fall. She falls to a knee. Ajax. It looks like she's about to fall asleep. You could behead the Medusa.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do with his messy axe. Yeah. Grab a couple snakes and chop.
Bam. You do the thing.
Merciless.
Smart enough not to look. And you do the thing.
Now you're
Man.
retired.
30 years. This really was our last dungeon.
This is my last. Just got to get through this week.
I was too old for this shit. Bam, you have it. Zaster, you see this thing that you brought, your victory. The crowd goes bananas. The crowd, by the way, they're all wearing like special glasses because they were there in a Medusa, right? So they're wearing special. They all take off their glasses and they're like flinging them towards you guys, and a few of them land in the labyrinth. And it's pandemonium. There's a bunch of like roaring music that comes up. Zaster, tell us a little bit about the song that you've been working on the side, about the team that you haven't really. Either you've told them about it and nobody's approved it, or you haven't told them about it.
Well, a bow is an instrument, if you turn it right. And Zaster like leans it up against the dodecahedron that is now open, so it's a resonant cavity, and begins to pluck out. I don't know. It's a simple ditty about disaster, and and it probably integrates some really tight verses about our individual sponsors, because
nice. So it's more about the
sing it.
sponsors than the members of the
Yeah.
team. That way, if you
Yeah.
lose team members, you can still use it. Nice.
Yeah.
Is Sunburn, have you written a verse about Apollo that hasn't been incorporated into the song yet, or has that not quite occurred?
Sorry, I couldn't remember if I was muted or not. Yeah. Yeah. It's something like, they see us coming and they freeze. We rip them apart. Hashtag no apologies with the Apollo.
Apologies. Oh, great. So with the Medusa's head in hand, Zaster's Disasters song being played for your victory, you guys click the red button. I guess Mayday, you were near it. Sunburn was standing there waiting for you guys. That's right. So it was Sunburn who was right by it. Mayday, you were still limping around. Boom. Let's reveal our final room. Cha-ching. The door opens onto a short hallway with darkened walls. Beyond the hall is a large room with clear walls. At this point, the crowd has run out of the stands and is pressed up against the walls in every direction, cheering, banging, and actually shaking the entire room as you enter. There's a referee here in the room standing out of your way. On the east end of the room is a heavy vault. Over here, the door sports 3 big locks. There are 3 locks on the final vault. It's Zaster time. What would you like to do?
I was curious if possibly the scrolls were also involved in this part. Okay.
They're not. It's just Seymour's got a theme of 3s, and he's into it, and he's just going to keep going.
Well, first thing is my danger sense is tingling here. You feel it behind the ears. Is there an ambush or a trap here?
Why, yes.
I should.
Do you want to actually engage the move to know some bits?
Yes, I would.
Do it.
2d6 plus int. I'm terrible at int, if I remember.
Oh, you're not very inty. Oh, you got +1. You're not
Plus
so
1.
bad.
That's not bad. Okay. That is a 10.
Nice. So on a 10, you get
Yeah,
both
what
questions.
will trigger the trap and what will happen once it is triggered?
Okay. What triggers the trap is if the door is swung open before the trap is disarmed. And what will happen is an electrical jolt will zap whoever is opening the door for some damage.
Okay.
This thing is running into a major conduit. Let's just say that.
Okay.
It is Seymour Blood's final trick.
I have a feeling that Seymour Blood wants to. Seymour Blood. This wall is tricked. And I will do tricks of the trade to pick locks or disable traps.
All right.
I don't think I actually have a lock pick kit. Oh, what small items? Yeah, okay. And that is plus dex. I think Zaster is probably like engaging the rest of the team in this, but it's all like kind of unnecessary. Like he's made the trap sound more complicated than necessary. So like all 3 of you have to hold the tumblers, and he's picking all 3 of them not sequentially to make it seem like it's more complicated. All right, here we go.
That's great. I love the idea of just playing it up to the crowd.
Hold
I think you're
attention.
grandstanding.
Hold attention here. Sure, I could be. This is the last one. We gotta get in what we can, right?
Make it good, yeah.
I mean, does that also cover actually doing it, or that's just swaying the crowd?
Yeah, it's swaying the crowd. It's a separate move.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh no,
It's
okay.
fine. We can just engage the tricks of the trade. We'll
All right.
let you sway the crowd a little bit.
Here we go. Eek. That's a 7.
Squeaked pass on the tricks of the trade. On 7 to 9, you do it, but the DJ will offer you 2 options between suspicion, danger, or cost. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I think here are the possible costs. One is that by asking everybody to participate in this, there's a slight foible, and one of your randomly chosen by a die, one of your 3 teammates will receive a jolt, not the full. It will kill them, but it'll hurt. That is one cost. The other cost is that the other cost is that there's a moment where you curse and it offends Apollo.
I will and can I include myself in the people who might get shocked?
Sure.
Okay, I will choose that one.
All right.
I do
So
not
we're
want
going
to
to go
offend Apollo.
from left to right, meaning that Ajax is a 1 and Sunburn is a 4. Please roll a d4.
All right, here we go. Oh, no modifier. Okay. I could really swing this with a modifier. Okay.
It's all Sunburn all the time.
Oh,
It's Ajax. Ajax, you're holding on to the door as you've been told. And Saster, a little jolt of electricity happens. Please roll a d8. This ignores armor.
Ooh. Oh yeah. D8. Zap. 1.
You get a little zappity zap.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Oh, is this where you play it up to the crowd? Right?
Like fall. On my back rolling around.
Hold the tension.
God.
Hold the tension.
Oh, that's great. I think in the crowd.
What have you done to my beautiful hand, Saster?
People are freaking out. The cheerleaders are screaming because you're their favorite. After Lightning. And oh shoot. Yeah, and Gareth is like, oh man, we lost a party member there. Oh, Seymour Blood. Such a bastard. Cool. So you have disarmed the trap, and I'm not going to make you roll again. So you've also unlocked. I guess the only word I can think of. Unlocked the 3 locks. The door is extremely heavy. So all the locks are done, but the door is so heavy, Lightning can't pull it open. Sunburn, you think maybe with enough grunting you could do it, but really, it's a job for Ajax.
Oh, I'm so hurt. I'll do my best anyway.
I love this. This is so good.
I think like cradling my one arm and like leaning up against it with the other and pushing it with all my might.
And I think we should all help in opening the door, but it's really just Ajax. I mean, we're just leaning against it. It's all fake. Yeah.
Or like you're
Good
like
stuff.
pushing it on me. So it doesn't help at all.
Cool. Ben Barth
let's
with Gates.
see. Yeah, and it's gonna be with strength. Open that door. 12. Boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Don't worry about the choices because with the 12, you just do the thing. That's amazing. Sweet.
It was a team effort. Everyone helped.
Everyone helped. The door is open. The referee blows his whistle, puts his hands up in V for a victory sign. You guys have successfully completed the Dungeon Battle Brooklyn level. There's a prop treasure chest in the vault. It's rimming with fake glowing gold, but there's a real treasure awarded to you guys personally by Commissioner Liebrock. He comes out and he grabs a microphone. He says, "This was a very entertaining run. I cannot believe you guys actually defeated and killed the Medusa." And of course, there's like off to the side, one of the Lightning fans technically is a Gorgon. It's a shut up, dude. So you guys receive a 2,000 gold piece note, and you all each win a 300 GP gift certificate to the local adventure supply shop, Famous Sean's Sword and Pawn. And there are opportunities to do post-game interviews and the like. Your cheerleaders all come up and hug you guys, although then they quickly go over and take turns cuddling on Lightning. And I think this is the perfect chance for us to take our mid-game bio break if you guys have completed. Congratulations. All right. You have successfully completed Dungeon Battle Brooklyn. All that's left is for the other teams to go through it. There are reports on like page 12, because this is New York, so on page 12 of the post about Seymour Blood not having had a backup for the Medusa, and that there's a bunch of money that the Xcrawl League is having to pay out to get a sub monster final boss level. And the few New York, because it's snowstorm, remember, it's like a huge snowstorm, so it has to be a local New York big boss level. And so there's like a negotiating war with several agents, monster agents, and there's rumors that a dragon may be subbed in, which means they had to like pull back all of the labyrinth stuff. So there's a whole lot of behind the scenes trying to finish up that second day. There are
And
only
because
a few
it's New York, it's the mob.
Sweet. But I'm curious
the
about
Minotaurs, the Minotaur, like the Minotaurs, like this is cultural appropriation and refuses to participate. So
No, I'm not doing any more labyrinths. It's cultural appropriation. Okay. I think I like long haul, and I just charge at them. Cool.
legit.
So, that's the Minotaur's final offer. Long hallway. So, let's check in with you guys. First of all, let's mechanically resolve things. You completed this Xcrawl with the crowd's attitude of fanatical, which means that each of you gain 2 fame points. I think that means, Zaster, you make a fame level and have 1 left over. Cool.
I don't know that I'd been keeping up with fame points as we went along. Were there fame points that we got as we went along?
It's very explicit, and it's rare to get fame in the middle of and it would say you could get a fame point.
Fantastic.
It's mostly around pumping up the crowd's attitude and finishing with that high crowd attitude that will get you fame points. There are a few smaller moves that like in the grandstanding possibly. Anyway, it's nevertheless I was trying to keep track of that, and I think you're golden. So if we look at outside the crawl, just as take over your screen bit here. Outside of the crawl, your fame points work like XP, or they also work a lot like the corruption track, which I stole from Urban Shadows. So when you get a certain amount of the 5th fame point, you immediately go up the level. You're also boosted by whatever sponsor you have. What does fame do for you? Generally, fame can be used to purchase things outside of the crawl. And also, the higher your fame, the more you become eligible for higher rated sponsors, which pay better and also give you back more fame. So I am curious, does Zaster's Disasters, do you have an agent?
Oh, yes, we have to have an agent.
Is the agent one of your cheerleaders?
Yes.
So your cheerleaders are Chelsea, Lori, which is Filari Farmers, or Ruby Brightbuster. Sorry, but I like fantasy name generators because they're often very silly.
Oh, let's go with Gareth, because I like that he's also Sunburn's ex.
He's my ex.
Yes.
So wait,
But still your agent.
He's on a team and also the agent for you guys. That's great.
Because the pay's so low.
He's a rival Xcrawler. Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
he could
I'm
be.
sorry.
No.
I misread that he was one of the cheerleaders.
Oh yeah, I should have done a different call. No, he totally can be your agent. I wasn't saying no. I was just making sure that everyone knows that your agent is an active participant in other Xcrawls.
Are we
But
okay
I guess,
with that?
yeah, is everybody?
Or
Yeah.
maybe like now we have an agent because he decides to retire or something like that. Maybe he like decides to become an
Oh,
agent. He feels like we're the rising star and his group maybe isn't or something like that.
Or
Oh,
it
he
was
did
his-
lose at least 2 team members.
yeah. I was about to say
Yeah.
it was his team members who died in the zombie pit, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there was like a moment of clarity. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
I like it. He's our agent.
Post crawl clarity.
so he's a brand new agent. He's like, I
Right.
can do
That's
this
true.
thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Do that.
How
can
hard could it
survive
be?
a zombie
How hard
pit.
could it be?
Right.
Cool. And now I highlighted the 3 cheerleaders that you guys
Nice.
have.
Perfect. Thank you.
That way they're easily told. And then a former rival Xcrawler, now your agent.
It's complicated.
Ajax, what kind of I don't recall, what kind of hotel did you guys end up in?
I think it's like not great. It's like Quinto level, like not bad, but like they were clearly sparing expense on that part.
No, I think actually, if I remember from the write-up for DBB, you're responsible for your own. So
Yeah.
you guys were saving a few bucks. But that totally seems appropriate to me. Why would you burn all that money? You're gonna now,
There's no roaches, but no continental breakfast.
oh man, no continental breakfast. Oof, rough stuff. And I will ask Mayday, the 3 cheerleaders that you guys have, is this a more recent thing? Was it just assigned during the X crawl? Have they been roadies and cheerleaders for you guys for a while?
I think they've been cheerleaders for a while. And it's not that they're exactly roadies, but I think they started out as fans that then, were brought to our attention. And I have a question about Xcrawl. Do we think cheerleaders get paid? Maybe they get paid in fame? No, they're not. They're not unpaid interns. I think they get a small cut,
Yeah, that makes
especially
sense.
this one because they were put in danger, right?
Yeah, I think they got some pay as well. You guys, I don't know if it didn't look like anybody was tracking all of the treasure that I threw out there, but you guys made several thousand gold.
They probably get paid
Several
like a percentage of what we make. So the better we do, the better they do.
Yeah. And they can also get like little side contracts. Oh, so and so is the spokesmodel for a particular type of toothpaste.
And I think in this case, since they were hired as bait, sort of as they're the MacGuffin that we have to save. I think they got a payment from Xcrawl itself, right? They got a little stipend as an NPC.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That totally works. So Chelsea, Lori, and Ruby are all pretty happy with the results. I think one of them is like a hardcore Xcrawl, like fanatic, the kind of person that would watch Fubo. If you guys ever heard of Fubo TV, it's a TV channel that you can get that just talks about football but doesn't show any football games because they can't get the rights from NFL. So it's like an entire channel that just exists to talk about football but never shows any actual football. I think that the Expo channel is the kind of thing that one of the cheerleaders is like on all the time, is completely tied into the sport. And I will ask Sunburn, which of your cheerleaders is the one who is just hardcore?
Lori.
Nice. Oh, and she's the one who Mayday gets tongue tied around. Cool. Awesome. Good. Thank you guys for helping me detail a little bit of stuff. Oh, and Chelsea is into Ajax, and Mayday gets tongue tied around Lori for some reason. And we don't have many details about Ruby. Saster, tell us a little bit about Ruby Brightbuster. What does Saster know about her?
The Brightbuster family was like one of the founding members of Xcrawl. So she's got like family money and family ties to the whole deal.
Nice. Ruby's a good get. Good job, you guys. Sweet. So you've got your not Super 8, but no continental breakfast hotel. It's Brooklyn. The snow is still coming down heavy. It's like 6 inches. It's in the middle of a blizzard. It's rough going trying to get around in Brooklyn. But, and this is Rich borrowing from Twin Cities, I imagine that there are probably areas of Brooklyn that have underground passages to get from one set of buildings to another. Maybe there's a bit of a like hub and spokes set up for people, so you're not completely locked in. But I'm curious, what does Ajax do? You'll hear the judgment or the final judges on whether you win the Xcrawl or not in a day or so. So you've got a day to kill in Brooklyn. What does Ajax do?
I think Ajax actually loves the cold, and he is maybe not necessarily training, but kind of like doing his cool down runs like through the snow, like in Prospect Park or something, just like touring the neighborhoods outside in like just like a tank top and furry boots.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So you head out to like one of the parks in Brooklyn?
Yeah, like Prospect Park is the big one there.
Prospect Park? Okay, right.
Yeah. I randomly ran into They Might Be Giants there once.
Wow.
As you do. Maybe you run into actual giants.
Yeah. A couple of actual giants. Having a giant snowball fight.
Whoa.
There's enough snow they actually can now.
Man, Prospect Park is huge.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just found a really cool lull water bridge on Prospect Park Lake. That's really beautiful. That's awesome. Do you invite the team, or is that just a thing that Ajax goes off to do solo?
Probably it's just Ajax solo, because I don't imagine they want to be dashing through the snow
With Slayer Nail.
Yeah.
Cool. I think there's a point, Ajax, where you are out enjoying the snow. And there are kids around. There are other people who enjoy a good snowy day. You're in a t-shirt, like you're just hardcore.
Yeah.
This doesn't bother you at all. You're like one of those, what do they call them? Like the penguins or something that people can like jump into.
Polar bears.
Polar
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
What am I even saying? Cool. And there's a point where you end up in a snowball fight with a group of kids that have gotten out of school. Like they've been snowed out of school. How hardcore do you compete in snow?
I think he's a little bit, I mean, maybe not competitive, but enthusiastic, and might accidentally knock one of the kids like down.
Oh, that's delightful. So you pelt a few kids. Some of them hide behind trees. they're working out special ideas. Like, no, you flank. I don't even know what you mean flank. Shut up. And when it's like, I'm gonna load a rock in this. Well, what if he loads a rock in his snowball? Okay, I won't. And then it takes you notice that someone's moved up, and they're wearing a pretty new looking heavy coat, one of those with like the fur around the edges, and you recognize this Chelsea, one of the cheerleaders. She evidently picked up a coat and has headed out here, and she'll clomp through some of the 6-inch high snow with all the flurries around you. It's obvious that she's cold. She says, where are the cameras? Where's the AVS?
There's no camera. I'm gonna stop for a run. I got distracted.
You're just having a snowball fight with kids for fun?
Yeah.
Wow. Really? Okay.
Join in.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Sure. And
Watch out for that little one. He's sneaky.
Kid who laughs and pops around, boom, hits her in the side. She jumps a little bit, and you realize she doesn't have any gloves. So she'd been kind of huddling in and had her hands in her pockets. So she squats down, kind of European style, and starts trying to gather some snow together. And it's terrible. She's not entirely, like, she doesn't know how to pack the snow or anything. She's trying to do it, like, scoop it really fast, and now she's shaking her hands and her fingers, and the kids they don't care. One of them pelts her on the side of the head as she's trying to make a snowball.
Yeah, I think I like get up behind her and like probably way bigger than she is. And it's like ghost style, like, here, this is how you like pack it like this. And I'm like, pack it way too tight and hand it to her.
Oh, nice. And you can see the weight, like her hand goes down a little bit and she looks at it. Oh, okay, back. Yeah, all right. Wow.
Yeah, just don't mind the cold. Like the snow is cold. That's just how it is. And you just gotta meet things where they are, right? You put on gloves, it takes away your ability to pack and like form that nice little crust of ice on the outside there, right? The snow is cold, so you be cold. Be like the snow.
The little nose is turning red. She's like, okay, all right. And she looks around and she tosses it. She has a pretty good arm. She's maybe played sports before. She's a cheerleader. She's spry. She's athletic. So she tosses it. Not the best aim, but a good arc. And one of the kids pelts you with one of the snowballs because you were paying attention to helping her with the snowball. And she darts down. Man, these guys are tricky. She starts trying to pack in a snowball with you. And you guys get into a pitched snowball fight with as the crowd of boys, like there are more boys and girls that are getting drawn in, and their side seems to be growing a little bit as they gain more snowball fighters. We'll cut away from that because I am curious. Sunburn, goddess of or worshiper of the god of the sun. How do you pass your time in this winter wonderland? Question mark.
So, Mayday. What do you do when Sunburn asks if you want to go on a date?
So Mayday's really insecure. So I'm like, well, you mean like a like for the cameras?
No, I just wanted to get to know you better. I thought maybe we could do some ice skating, or what do you like to do?
Well, to be honest, I've got some obligations. I need to take lightning on a spa day. So we could have a spa day if you'd like.
Okay. But it'll
Do
be you. Okay. Yeah.
do you mind if lightning comes along? I mean, the good thing is that all the attention will be on lightning. So all the cameras and all that kind of stuff, or any of the paparazzi, lightning will be the focus, and we can kind of do our own thing.
Okay. Yeah. What you already have it lined up, or what?
No, I normally look to see like where where a big good pet groomer is, or where a good familiar groomer is in town, and you know, I, I'll see if I can't put something together.
So, she hands you like a sending stone, and like, well, just let me know.
Oh, I don't think it'll take that long. If you'll give me like an hour or two to get ready, I think we can go later tonight, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Okay, good.
Um, so if she has to wait a couple hours, Rich, she goes to
Mhm.
the temple.
Ooh, is there a temple within walking distance, or does she have to grab a cab, or what?
I'm sure it's like in not
Tech,
close
I'm
by.
imagining, like in my headspace, the tech level is like late 80s tech level generally, just as a heads up. So I don't think there's Uber or anything like that. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking like that either. Yeah, maybe I take the L somewhere. Maybe it's in Jackson Heights, where everything is all mixed up in New York. Um, there's like more uh there's so many different nationalities per capita that Jackson Heights is one of the most diverse places in the world. So let's
Nice.
put it there. Also, when you mentioned inches earlier, I realized that if we're still using the imperial system, that Ronald Reagan's foot is now the definition of a foot.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, that's
so
awesome. Just turns
yeah,
out that his foot is 12 inches long. Literally. That way we can not have to worry
yeah.
about.
I'm not trying to change anything. I just um, I thought about it. I thought about
That
that.
is pretty great though.
Emperor Ron, I should say.
Improv Ronnie.
Yeah.
Here he goes again.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I take the elevated train to um somewhere near Queens and then head over to Jackson Heights.
Zaster, what's one of the more noteworthy aspects of the Jackson Heights? Is that right? Jackson Heights? Temple to Apollo. Is it up high so that it's closer to the sun, or
Oh, this being a fantasy and our world conflagration, um, Jackson Heights is not only, the most diverse place in our world, but it's also like incredibly diverse of fantasy races to
oh
the point where
yeah.
there's like portals to other realms. And so this is like the spot where people are also like crossing over through the spheres. And this temple to Apollo was sort of built as like an introductory, like, hey, welcome to Earth. So there's all sorts of people kind of like coming in to our plane and showing up inside of the Apollo temple.
I got to work one thing in, which is really dumb, but we've already done the chickens and waffles stuff, so I think I can get away with it. But this is a thing that's big about Florida. If you guys have ever gone to the welcome centers when you first come into Florida, which is the Sunshine State, they always make sure they have OJ, they give you orange juice. So I imagine that at the Temple of Apollo, because it's the Temple of the Sun, they always have some kind of different fruit drinks that they give to people, and it's just on tap. You can just go in and get drunk on OJ if you're that kind of a-hole. That amuses me for some reason. How does Sunburn spend her time there? Is she known? You're an Xcrawler, I would imagine there's got to be some notoriety.
You're muted.
Maybe there's like a Hall of Heroes or something like that.
Ooh, okay.
Like uh ancient heroes, but also like modern heroes too. I don't think I'm in it, but like I don't know, it's kind of nice to walk through. Um Maybe there's like a couple of people that want like a signature or something like that. I don't think like if this is a nexus for the planes or whatever, I think I'm just local celebrity, not a I don't think I've ever traveled out of our plane or anything like that. Sphere, whatever you want to call it.
I think there's a moment where somebody recognizes you and they immediately come over and ask you if you it's like, oh hey, you were really great today. I can't believe you guys killed the Medusa.
Yeah, well, she did say it was her last gig, you know. So
She laughs. Yeah. I don't know why they try to treat monsters like people.
yeah.
How do you react to that?
Well, let's see. I know
Yeah,
how.
we'll say this is like a college student.
Yeah. I know how Kai reacts. Let's just see for a moment if that's the same way that Shayla reacts. I think until the kid walks away, the college kid walks away, she's gonna start lecturing about you know, we're how we're all equal in the eyes of Apollo, right? Whether you be human or spawned from a god swan or or something like that. And because I mean, I remember my character. I remember at one point I was talking to the goblins at the top of the tower in the first room or something like that. Um, and yeah, no, I'll turn into lecture mode, pontificating mode.
Are you genuinely trying to let's name this girl. Let's say her name's oh,
I'm trying to convert her
Cersei.
to
Okay, that's exactly what I was gonna ask. It's like
yeah.
we'll say her name's Stacy. So
Okay.
you're trying to
Stacey.
convert Stacy? That sounds cool. Give me a
Yeah.
I think charisma probably the best way to go here. Let's give us a I'm sorry.
All right.
There are moves, Rich. How about I ask for you to engage a move?
I like
You're-
moves.
Yeah, I think there's a parlay. Let me double check here. It's in our basic moves. Parlay versus NPCs. You're trying to we know what you're trying to get her to do, which is convert to understand. Roll plus cha.
Is that under base? Oh, there it is. Yep. All right. So that would be 2d6 plus 1. I got a 9.
Ooh, cool. Okay, on a 7 to 9, they'll reveal something you can do to convince them. So she says, so she eyes dart around. Nobody seems to have picked up that you're a local celebrity. It's just you and Stacy talking during your proselytizing moment.
Right.
So you don't really agree that Ajax killed the Medusa then? And that's her cost. She wants to know the true, like your true feelings about. Well, if you're gonna lecture about, every stone is sacred kind of deal, does that mean that you wouldn't have killed the Medusa? And if you answer honestly, she'll trust in you and say, "Oh yeah, I've always been interested in Apollo anyway," and you'll gain a comfort. But if you tell her if you fib, then she'll say, yeah, that's really cool. And she'll give all those kind of the person who's kicking tires at the used car lot, not actually there to buy. She'll be pleasant, but
Yeah,
affords
yeah,
that opportunity.
yeah.
What do you do?
I take a third option and I say, I'm going to go talk to Ajax. Have a good day. And just like, I think if I'm going to be honest about it, I need to confront Ajax about it. So that's what I'm going to do.
Nice. Okay. We will cut back to you finding him in just a moment, but I want to see. So we know Sunburn Ajax is up to. Mayday, we know probably getting ready for date. So what's going on for Zaster?
Zaster has found Gareth and Ruby
Nice.
at the hotel and has said, we should celebrate. That was an amazing run. We're gonna go really far. I found out about this place, and I think we can leverage some of our fame and get a reservation. The only problem is it's in Hoboken, which is in Jersey. So I would like to engage the rules for venturing forth to dangerous or unknown lands.
That's delightful. I love this. Okay, cool. So let's see. Our venturing.
And we're gonna like talk about the business. We're gonna like,
oh yeah.
if we even make it, because there's the option that we don't.
This is great. All right. So venture forth when you travel through dangerous or unknown lands. Indicate your route. So how is it you want to get there?
Oh, we are going to take the subway.
Oh, that is amazing. Cool. And route is difficult. Choose one. If the route is perilous, choose one more. I'll say the route is difficult because of the weather more than anything.
I'm going to choose that something follows me to our destination.
Ooh. I like that. Let's see. Just to make sure that I'm following, you have chosen Gareth and did you say Ruby? I'm sorry. Okay, Gareth.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. Yes, take the subway, and you're headed all the way to Hoboken. Rich does not. I've only been to New York once.
It's literally across the river from Manhattan. It's not far, but it's in Jersey. So, you know, to New Yorkers, it's
philosophically far.
It's so dangerous.
That's cool.
It's actually very, very nice.
Yes, I know Hoboken's nice.
It's also Jersey City, but that one's just, you can look at it.
I didn't do Atlantic City. I could have done Atlantic City. And that might have actually been a perilous journey, but that would be a little far.
Sweet. So you're on the subway with Gareth and Ruby, and you are. I mean, Gareth is a gnome. Ruby's a dwarf. You're a half elf. You're way taller than them. Do we imagine that this is the kind of world that has different cars for different sized peoples?
You know, like ADA compliance, right? There's like different heights of chairs. Yeah. And I imagine that it's also, you know, the subway.
Oh, there's like a portable little staircase, like for dogs, you know, like for
right.
Get it.
And it's this, you know, the subway in New York is all electric, but this would of course be like arcane or something, right? So
yeah, or pulled by I never As in Bullet? Is that how you guys are pronouncing?
Oh yeah, a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
I like it.
These things are awesome. I love those guys. A Bullet's long jump is up to 30 feet, and his high jump is up to 15 feet, with or without a running start. Thanks, Roll20.net.
They have to be rolled. They have to be tied down to the rails a little bit so that they don't
Exactly.
just decide to jump over the river. Not yeah.
The Bullet train. This is so great. Okay, cool. So you guys are zipping along, passing by all the different parts of the boroughs as you leave Brooklyn, heading towards Jersey. And Ruby, he doesn't corner you. I guess she would ask in front of Gareth, "Hey, you were late. What happened?"
Oh, it's the
Did somebody try to
snowstorm.
hold you up or something?
No, just my flight landed, a little late. I think that might be a lie.
I think it might be a lie too. Nice. Sweet. And so you landed a little late. You're spinning this story to Ruby about your flight, and Gareth is listening, but he's also looking at his sending stone, reading some information. And I'm imagining sending stone's like a little bit better than a beeper, but not quite a cell phone. Kind of, like early text phones, like candy bar Nokia phone kind of tech. Is that not exactly 80s, but we're addicted to our cell phones, so we have to work them into anything. And we see the proverbial, I think somebody threw that pic on there of the awesome looking hobgoblin in a cool suit. There he is, Bradley Liebrock, the guy who is not the bugbear in an awesome suit, but we see a hobgoblin in a trench coat instead. And the hobgoblin has followed you guys out of here. And I think, Zaster, as you're spinning the tale, Ruby, she asks a few questions, and you get the immediate impression that she does not believe a word you're saying, and that she's asking questions to draw you into admitting your own lie. And it's like a game to her. She's really, really intrigued by the idea of word playing you into admitting that you're full of shit. Gareth is busy on a sending stone, and so you're the only one that notices there's a hobgoblin who's pretty obviously trailing you guys as you tell your story.
I'm gonna spend a piece of fame here. I was gonna use it to try and get a reservation at the restaurant, but I think I'm going to be instantly recognized in a public place. So I'm going to have a fan interrupt this conversation. We should have somebody for the fan. Let's look at all these lovely NPCs we've got. Oh, how about the one? Oh, I've been enthralled by this picture since I saw it. The wizard on B12, the half orc wizard with the business.
Oh, I love that guy.
Jacket. Yeah. We did a wizard name. Random website.
I think he's Harry Dresden, but it's Hairy. Sorry.
That has to be true. Are you
And
okay
I
with
think
that,
I'm gonna
Greg?
yes, I don't know who that is. So
Harry Dresden? Okay.
no, not doesn't ring a bell.
Let's talk later.
Okay. Yeah, he comes up and I'm gonna use him as an alibi. Oh my goodness, of course. Hi. Harry sat next to me on the plane.
Give me a charisma roll, or sorry, see if you can parlay with this guy and get him to buy into this
Buy
very
into
obvious lie.
this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But you press an entire see it. If they have reason to resist, if they have reason to resist, yes, they do. Okay. 2d6.
Just so
plus
I'm on
one.
the same page, you're imagining this is another NPC, not the hobgoblin in a trench coat watching you. Just grab this guy,
This
right?
fan,
Or is
yes.
this okay? This is a fan.
This
Okay.
fan who comes, disaster. Oh my goodness. You know, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot your name. You know. Okay. Here we go. That's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, it's totally, he will absolutely back your story to the degree that Ruby will give up and think, okay, maybe he wasn't lying, but now he's a barnacle who will not leave your. I don't know if you've seen the movie Happy Gilmore, but there was a point where he's like, "Come on, let's go out to the Sizzler." He's an obsessed fan, so he will insert himself into your life. He's not going to try to kill you or anything. It's not like Misery, but
around. Oh,
but he's around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Get him a table too. This is going to be complicated.
Yes,
Yes,
it's become more complicated. You accept that? Sounds good.
Yes. Harry's with us now.
Harry Dresden. God, that's great. I just love Harry Dresden. I'm not entirely sure the half orcs are that hairy, but just too good. It's just too good. Sweet.
It's his
We'll
back
cut-
here.
Oh wow, he's definitely a half orc then. Sweet. Let's cut to Mayday. You said you had some things to take care of, trying to arrange for spa day and the like. Is there anything else you wanted to do before this potential date type thing?
So I think the viewer kind of watches Mayday, and Mayday's super nervous, but like makes some calls, does what he normally would do, which is to make sure that Lightning is as comfortable as possible, because Lightning is, is his meal ticket, right? I think he puts out a couple of, we need to splash up some ads for Mayday. I think we're actually going to turn this into kind of a little event where Mayday's going to appear at the familiar groomers location. And I look around a little bit. I came up with some names. So the name of the groomers is Meows and Growls. And I put it on the NPC page. I had difficulty finding any image for a familiar groomer, so I couldn't find anything like that. And then I think I'm going to put reservations in at the bar next door. And this is not a seedy bar, but it's a rough and tumble kind of bar called the Coal Miner's Daughter. That I put in, that basically I think that's where the date's gonna be.
The pick is great. I love that they worked in the like fireplace being the place where a guy's stealing a gem from nod to original D&D. That's so good.
And so I think then Mayday starts like fretting over what clothes he's gonna wear on the date, and like he's like, I think we see all of this internal turmoil, like, is it, I'm not sure that we should date within the group, but screw it. I mean, no risk, no reward. And yeah, we'll get it figured out. And he's kind of hyping himself up and, posing in front of the mirror and like changing clothes and all of that. Yeah.
It's cute. That is delightful. Cool. Let's cut to that sunburn confronting Ajax. So Ajax, now that you're out of the game, do you get your head around the Chelsea's like here for you and interested in you?
Yeah, I think he's being like warm and friendly in the way that he knows. I don't know if he has realized like she's like here for him, but he's like, oh yeah, like you're someone I like. Let's be friendly. See how friendly we are. I think he's following her lead if she leads.
She eventually the snowball fight comes to an end when a parent shows up and admonishes a few of the kids, and it seems to break things up. And so the two of you walk around, and this is the cool pick I found. I think there's this cool bridge. I'll blow it up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Awesome bridge, right? And the two of you are walking and talking, and she's just doing the like get to know you questions of where you're from, and that's where you find them, Sunburn. You're one of your cheerleaders from the team. Are you aware that she's super into Ajax? Has she confided in you that she's super into Ajax?
You are muted.
Oh man, I thought it was just a dramatic pause.
Well, it was. I wasn't saying. I'm thinking because I think she also is a romantic, and wouldn't want to like Ajax blocker. Wouldn't want a cock blocker.
Well, then that means that Ajax will see you.
Yeah. I'll do that mysterious thing where I'm bundled up. I've got the jacket on, and I'm looking at the two of them. Ajax turns and catches my eyes, and like our eyes catch or whatever, and then I turn around and leave.
I think if you catch Ajax's eye, like, hey Shayla.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to get some hot chocolate? We're gonna get some hot chocolate.
Oh man, and Chelsea's face kind of for a moment it falls until she sees the Ajax looked over and she's like, yeah, totally. Come in, have some hot chocolate with us, Shayla. But inside her heart's dying just a little bit.
Can you roll
Chelsea, do you like the big marshmallows or the little marshmallows? I love the big ones.
Oh, me too. I love the big ones.
Awesome.
Can you roll to convince me or something like that to go with you? Otherwise, I'm just gonna, decline politely.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Ajax, like, if you are like, no, it's cool, he doesn't press.
Okay. I want the dice to decide.
Parlay with PCs. Go ahead and roll plus cha.
Good job, I think. Let's see.
Mark XP if I do what you want. Oh, flashbacks to 10 years ago.
I've got a 0. Okay, straight up.
I love that. When I first saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, it solves so many problems.
5.
Ooh.
Hard move from the DM. DJ.
Yeah. I think what happens is
that's when the beholder, the what do you call it? No, it's the panthers with the tentacles.
Oh, the displacer beasts.
Yeah, the displacer beasts jump out of the forest and attack us.
Or warp dogs, depending on what.
Yeah, right.
No, I think what happens is there is I'll move him the pick. I like this pick. I'm moving up to the left of Chelsea. There's I think is that a half orc or a human in punk, like tatted up?
Might be a half elf even with the ears.
It might be. Yeah, we're gonna say it's a half elf. He comes out on the other side of the bridge, and he like draws out. He's got one of those like flails, and he starts because you guys are going down. I hate you fuckers. And Sunburn, you recognize him. He's a member from He's a member of Gareth's team. Evidently, Gareth left behind to go. Like, I'm gonna be
Oh
in the
yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are out.
yeah.
Nice.
So what do you do? He's just gonna go ham on you guys if he can. He's a berserker.
Berserker barrage.
What do you do?
I think I roll for initiative. Or whatever the equivalent is. Like
You just take action. What do you want to do?
right. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna use the defend move.
Oh, nice. I love the defend move.
I pull out my shield that I carried on my back under the jacket, and I
the
take up a
chicken on it.
defensive stance to protect
Sounds
others.
awesome.
I will roll Constitution and gain readiness. And I think my shield gives me something extra for that. I think I get
Gives you
an
an
extra
extra option.
hold. Yeah.
Mm.
So or hold or whatever it is. So my Constitution is 1. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I say, get behind me.
Get me behind me. Sweet. How did you roll? 11.
Nice.
Very cool.
What
Very
does it
cool.
say? What does it say?
With a 10 plus on defend, you hold 3 readiness. You've got 4
Nice.
readiness.
Wow.
You can suffer an attack's damage effects instead of your ward. You can have an attack's damage or effects draw all attention from your ward to yourself, or strike back at an attacker and deal damage with disadvantage.
Well, first thing I'll do is I'll draw the attention to me. I'm like, your fight's with me. And I'm like, you two, go get your hot chocolate.
Ajax is not leaving you alone with this guy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, of course.
They'll probably like push Chelsea behind me.
The Chelsea's like, oh, thank you. Oh, wait, we're doing this now. Go team. Awesome. So what is it that you want to do, Hearty Ajax?
I think this is where I learn from those kids and pack a rock and a snowball and just wing it at him.
Oh, that's amazing. Give me a volley. I think the most you can do is a D4 with this, but I still love it.
Yeah. +1. Great. That's not bad. That's a 9.
Okay. You've got with volley, you've got some choices you can get in. Oh shoot, I'll just read them instead of try to remember them off the top of my head. You have to move, hold steady to get the shot, placing you in danger. Take what you can get, deal damage with disadvantage, or deplete your ammunition. It's the only snowball you have.
I think probably have to get in the line of danger to get a shot off. Like stepping out from behind the shield and just be like, I got it. Come on, man. You want to play? Let's play.
Sweet. All right. Go ahead and roll. Oh, actually, that's right. It doesn't have a damage rating because you're a fighter.
That's
That rock
right.
goes at your damage. So
Okay.
And you get advantage on damage, right?
If I'm being merciless, if I'm let's see, when I fight to kill with no mercy or hesitation, I think he's just more annoyed than bloodthirsty right now. So
fair.
Straight up D10. It's 4.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him hard, like in the face. The rock hits him in the face and actually draws a bit of blood. He's like, "Oh, screw you!"
Well,
But and he, of course, is now obsessed with Summer because you made that choice. He's like, "Yeah, of course I want to kill you." Gareth said that you recruited him away. So he's gonna.
we got a new team member.
We got a new agent.
Oh, sweet.
Kid, grow up. This is how the business works.
He's doing a D6. He's coming at you with his flame.
Okay. Well, I will Well, it's not intended for anybody else, so I don't have to spend any points for that.
No. You can just make-
I will spend one to halve the damage, and then
Okay.
strike back with the other with the 2 to leave me with 1 more readiness.
Cool.
So
Do the thing.
how much damage do I take?
I think we'll just have you roll a d6 so you can cut it in half.
Okay. All right. And then my damage is also a d6, yeah? All right. So
Yeah.
I will roll a d6 for my damage, then I'll roll 2d6 and take the lowest for my response damage. Damage. Okay. This is the damage I take. All right. So
Okay.
that's a 1.
Yep.
And
Oh no, it
then-
rolls up. So it's
Oh, okay.
It's a
2.
d6, so you get 3, so 2.
And then lowest die is a 2. I do 2 damage to him with the shield. I smack him in the face.
Yeah, so he comes around and it just barely taps you on the it like flips around to the back of your shoulder as it's a flail, right? And then
Right.
you bang him in the face and boom, and break his nose. He staggers back a couple steps. And
Oh, then I would only take 1. Oh, I'm not wearing my armor. Okay. No, my armor comes from my shield. Yeah. So I only take 1 damage.
okay, cool. You take
Yep.
1.
Yep.
1 point of damage. He falls back a little bit. He grabs his flail. He picks it up to try to start swinging it again. No, this is it. Fight to the death on the bridge. He's just screaming. He's
Stay down,
trying to
kid.
prod.
Stay down.
He's a level 1 that Gareth had picked up. It's not going to go well for him.
Yeah.
So I want to move out of dice because we're logged. So Ajax, how do you end this?
When he takes a swing at me, I'd grab his arm and just bend it the wrong way.
Nice. Ah! Ow!
It's not cool, man. It's not cool.
You're not. Dude's my big shot. Not crying.
Look at how big I am. What were you thinking? Look at the shield. Bring a flail to a fist fight? Come on.
You did see what he did to that Medusa.
And
Do you
he's
wanna
dropped
stick
his
around for that?
flail. He's dropped his flail, and now he's making the decision of like, do I run? Which means I'll leave my flail. I paid like 50 gold for that. It's got his name on it and everything.
Take your
I-
toy and leave.
Ajax will pick it up and toss it to him.
Oh,
Like, get
okay.
out of here before I break
Right.
the other arm.
Okay. He will definitely take off.
We don't want him to be a litter bug.
It's a $500 fine.
Gold. Yeah. It's a big
Gold.
fine. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Pristine.
Take littering seriously.
right.
Yeah. It's a nice
Yeah.
park. And then after he leaves, check on Chelsea and see how she's doing.
Oh, that guy was really pitiful. You guys were amazing. I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you, though. Thanks, Ajax.
Thank you for your moral support.
So you're here, Sunburn.
Um, Ajax. What's her name? The woman again?
Chelsea?
Chelsea. Okay. Yeah. Chelsea, do you mind if I talk to Ajax alone for a moment?
No, of course not. She lies.
Hmm.
She super minds.
Um,
But she lets you do it anyway.
yeah. Ajax, I wanted to talk to you about the match.
Yeah. Good job out there. Like, good hustle, good teamwork. Love it.
Yeah, I cannot deny any of that. But why did you behead that Medusa? There was no need for that.
So it didn't turn us into stone.
See that? It's a she. She's a she, not an it.
Yeah. Yeah. So she didn't turn us into stone. I mean, she's not the only one we killed, right?
No,
That's why they're
she's
there.
not.
And she's a little bit. She got a couple more years on her, but like, they knew what they signed up for, man. If I got my head chopped off, that's part of the game.
Just Rich reminding the big Xcrawl thing is if you die, you die.
Yeah.
So
Right,
Ajax is preaching the truth of Xcrawl here, but I love what Sunbrun's saying. So
Right. But what if, you know, let's say you were on the other side of it and you'd been defeated and
Yeah.
the match was over, but then someone decided to behead you anyway. Do you think that's
Well-
unjust?
I mean, I didn't kill that kid, right? That's outside the match.
Sure,
Outside the match.
exactly. Yeah, well, that's
If-
outside the
inside
match,
the
yeah.
match, all bets are off. The match is over.
Ajax, I don't have the same bloodlust as you. Am I in the wrong business?
No, you're in the totally right. Look, that's my job. Your job is to keep us safe and get us healed up when we're done, and make the speeches. You saw me at the beginning. I wasn't good at that. My job is to cut people's heads off and slice them in half and rip their arms off. Mayday's there to like keep Lightning entertained. Zaster's, I don't really know what he does, man, but everyone's got a role to play. My role is just a little bit more messy.
Well, I am here to protect all of us.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Do you think, would you be willing to at least? No, never mind.
I mean, you saw the crowd go crazy when I took her head off, right? That's literally why we're there, to get those people riled up so they'll buy stuff so we get paid. That's our literal jobs.
So that's how much a life is worth.
Yeah, that's how much is our lives worth? How much did we get paid? Is that worth getting your head cut off? Maybe. Look, she had 30 years of getting, I'm sure she lived a good life for a long time, better than most people out here. It ended the way, I figure it's going to end for me. That's when we go in there, we take our chances. It's a gamble.
So she claps you on the bulging bicep and says, I think this is my problem, and definitely not yours. I'll pray on it. But thank you.
If you need anyone closer to talk to, I'm always here.
Yeah, always here. So she drops her voice even more and she's like, listen, Chelsea's really into you. You get that, right?
Yeah, she seems really nice.
Do you think you want a relationship with her?
I mean, like, how much time is that going to take out of training?
She's going to want that from you if you take her out for hot chocolate, if you walk her through a beautiful forest with frozen lakes and bridges. Are you're not sending mixed signals here, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, if she wants something, she can ask for it. I'm game. But if she's not going to say what she wants, then I'm not Mayday. I'm not a mind reader.
Ajax, if
I guess I could pay for one. I guess I don't know.
If you were
part of it, yeah.
if you were like back at the the match and there were, say, 3 orcs up against you,
Yeah.
and one of them like tilted their shoulder and twisted their hip in such a way that you knew that the very next thing they were going to do was hit you.
Yeah. Take a step to the right and come at him from the side. Yeah.
You didn't wait for him to tell you what he was going to do.
Yeah, but that's me reading his body, not his mind. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. I see what you're okay. Oh, I should have. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Good. Good. You two have fun, okay?
You know what? You got my back out here as much as you do in there. That's really great. You're a team player inside the match and out.
It's what Apollo teaches. Anyway,
Oh, we gotta end the scene with Ajax heading back to
yeah.
Chelsea and
Hey,
Yeah.
Chelsea, guess what?
nice. I love it. Oh, it's good. With our remaining time, what I'd like to do is just get a vibe or possibly dip into part of the scene of the date between Mayday and Sunburn.
The spa date.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
so I think I think that Mayday, takes the sending stone and calls you up and says, "Okay, here's where I've set everything up. The reservation's under your name. We're gonna show up, and I'll be there here in a little bit of time." And then I go over to the meow and growl next door, and I hand off uh, lightning. I think there's all these cameras, and it's like an event drawing
Yeah.
things over there. And I slip off, and I go back to the coal miner's daughter. That's what I named it, the coal miner's daughter next door, and wait for Sunburn.
I get there whatever appropriate time it would be.
Great.
You're not late? You're on time? Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the one that asked him out. So.
And you have
Unless-
a little bit of. Are you dusted up from the fight you were just in, or?
Sure. Yeah. Obviously where the flail hit, my jacket got ripped a little bit. So.
And I think I think I dote a little bit, and I'm like, oh, you need to take care of yourself, because, if you're always taking care of the rest of us so much. And I think I get a booth back in the corner, and we get some food served, and I'd like to engage the mechanics. There's a keep company move.
Oh, yes.
I'm company.
And I think this would be good for a date, right? It's the, getting to know you kind of thing. So
where is it? Where is it in the?
It's under optionals.
Optional moves in the very center.
Oh. Well.
You take turns asking one of the following questions for a PC in the camp. Let's see. I think I'm gonna start out by saying, what do I do that you find annoying?
Annoying.
Just to set the scene a little bit, Mayday, it's very obvious Mayday has imposter syndrome, right? He's like, maybe I'm not good enough to be on this team. I just got a little familiar, right? I'm still going to school. Yeah. Why did you even ask me out?
Well, that statement you just said, I take care of you, but maybe that care, that concern, I find it endearing.
Oh.
But that's not the answer to your question. Let's see. I think you know a lot more than some of us. And I find it frustrating that you hold back. And then she like puts her hand on your hand. But we're all different, right? I just wanted to see if you were open to something.
I'm still figuring things out. I mean, and I'm going to school. I'm almost done, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. You know, what, you know, what's the future hold for you? I mean, is Xcrawl all you're going to do?
Imagine we were at the Grand Canyon and we were both at at the edge looking down through it. And then imagine that like everything we could see just kind of faded away. That's the future to me. But the thing is I would still jump off that cliff and go find out what's going to happen. I'm not trying to write it out. I'm not going to, you know, map the canyon. I'm just going to jump in and see what happens. I can understand if you're not like that.
No, I play it. I try and do the best thing I can, and I'm going to look for the trail. But maybe whenever you jump off into the canyon, maybe you need a parachute.
Sure. Or just a companion.
Yeah. Are you saying I'm your parachute?
I'm saying, and she holds your hand even tighter, that I'm here holding your hand and I'd like to take a jump.
Ah. I normally think about things a lot, but I think this might be something I can't think about, and we just need to do.
And that calls for 2 gigantic plates of ribs.
Yeah. I think that's when the waiter comes over and did you get everything you wanted out of that scene, Kai?
Well, the very last thing is like I imagine that you hem and haw over the menu, and I just start ordering for us.
That's right. Yes. And I
But yeah,
think that,
that's
the
what I wanted.
camera, I think the camera kind of zooms out as it shows the two of us enjoying a hearty meal there at the coal miner's daughter. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Cool. So let's see, Greg, you and I, just so we don't have the unresolved. What did you want to do in? You spent the points, so tell me a little bit about this the big dinner out.
Well, we should roll for the whole venture forth because you're supposed to roll plus wisdom.
Oh,
and I'm terrible at that.
is. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh.
So I'm just curious if we. Oh, perfect. A 6-. Our trip is interrupted by an obstacle, danger, or crisis.
Crisis. I don't want to throw any action sequence in here, even though I'm tempted. I'm not gonna.
No. I think I'm confronted. We're transferring trains probably. And before I can even get to this dinner, I'm confronted by one of the Desiree and Danny's ice cream executives, right? They're based in Manhattan, and they are also transferring trains, and I am confronted about my comments. Oh, sorry, no, it was the well, yeah, no, it would be my own sponsor. Like, we were just about to close a deal with the fried chicken people. Do you understand? They've got a gateway to thousands of realms over there in Jefferson's. Was it Jefferson?
They have access to the chicken
Nice.
Jackson
plane.
Heights.
Jackson Heights.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's great. So how does the night end for Zaster? Does it end in disaster, or does he recover and make his way through?
We end up at the Arby's in Times Square instead, and it's just, a rolling disappointment.
Oh, that's great. It's terrible, but it's also pretty great. That's awesome. So it turns out 2 days or a day after you guys take your run through the dungeon battle Brooklyn, you get the news. The judges decided that you won. The judges being the VIP, Lee Brock, and Seymour Blood. They've decided that you were the best team and declared you the victors. You end up invited to a formal ceremony where you receive the Division 4 Finals Cup, a grand silver chalice with each of your team name and your names individually beautifully engraved along the side with an ever-burning gleam in its depth. So the flickering light shines out of the top. You receive capes and laurels. And, since the DJ lives with his parents in a small flat in Bensonhurst, the traditional dinner is held at Bassano Vincenda's restaurant in Manhattan. And there are dozens of VPs invited, local nobility, Xcrawl veterans. And Jim Dinosaur Green makes a point of personally congratulating you guys and posing with you for pictures. You're also invited to several after parties and celebrated. So you all receive 3 permanent points of fame. And you were the first in a first ever full lethal Division 4 event, and also defeated a Medusa. So that's big stuff. And with that, we will bring the series to a close as you defeated Dungeon Battle Brooklyn.
I have something for the very end. I think the cup, when we look closely at it, Lightning's name is above Mayday's, and Mayday's name is misspelled. Instead of Thomas Hayden, it's Thomas Harden. Yeah.
Ouch. Oh, it costs more than the cup itself to have it fixed. So probably gonna have to leave that. That's great. So I'd love to take a minute for anybody who can stick around. We're at the 3-hour mark. But if anybody can stick around for feedback, that would be awesome. If anybody needs to go, please do. So this is the purpose of the feedback for me. Is I'm considering running this at the Indie Games Reading Club con thing coming up in a few weeks, but we took 3 sessions to do this one thing. What do you, just thinking back on the rooms, what do you think is the most trimmable parts to make sure, like, should I pare back the obstacle course? Should I pare back the 3 rooms for the scroll to open to the final monster? Like, are there any particular?
The scorpion room, maybe.
Yeah.
That's right in the middle and doesn't, like, the 3 things is cool. The obstacle course is cool to sort of establish what we're doing and the tone of like American Gladiator type thing.
If it were me, I would start cutting left and right. So the things I would do is I would combine the first 2 rooms.
Mhm.
Right? I would put the cheerleaders in the first obstacle room, and maybe,
When they hit the buttons, it releases each one. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I get rid of the scorpion rooms, and I'd narrow it down to like two halves of the sheet or the scroll, rather than having 3.
Mhm.
And that just gets rid of another room. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe cut the ninjas because there's already a combat with the first rooms, and so you get like the fun dexterity / puzzle solving challenge of the zombie.
Did you like the zombies in the sand room? Do you think I should keep that?
Yeah, that was cool.
That one was good. Yep. And I think the break room just opening straight into the labyrinth.
One thing I would say is, like, so we're splitting it down to 2 instead of 3 for the like pieces or whatever. Maybe just make it that the scroll's in one of the rooms, and if they get the scroll first, be like, there is treasure in the other room. Feel free to do that or not. And they get to make a decision that actually affects the crawl,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Like they can be like, yeah, let's risk it and get the better treasure. Or like I would like there to be like that one decision where it's like, we're not just being pushed forward, which we have to be, but they get to make a strategic decision. And if they don't find the scroll in the first one, then they have to go into the second one.
Yeah.
But maybe even tell them like what the rooms are about. Like let them know before they go into it, and then they can make like a thought, like, well, will they put the scroll here? I don't know. The ability to make a choice that affects the actual story is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned I like that idea, Kai. You mentioned there being a treasure in the other room. Why not make it a specific treasure for the end creature? So, like, you find a shield that's polished to a mirror.
Yeah.
And have a move where, whenever the Medusa attacks, if you have that shield, it's at disadvantage or something like that.
Right.
I will say we pretty much cleared 4 rooms per session.
Yeah.
Like you did before I was here, you did what I assumed to be the obstacle course, something with the cheerleaders room.
Yep.
The pit.
The walkway, and then we were at and all we did the second session was the scorpion room, the zombie room, the street, and the goblins in the vault.
And don't feel free to use the gloss over a fight move. Maybe actually have some action, but just be like, all right, like how does this go down?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole goblin thing could just be gloss over the fight, right?
Yeah. You could have glossed over the whole.
The whole goblin room could just be that. Yeah.
Another fun thing to try if you want to keep the 2 parts of the scrolls is maybe have some sort of trap that splits the party. Like you 2 go over here, you 2 go over here, and then maybe make them choose which one goes and which one. So like if they want to like knock it out, like, okay, the thief goes over there with the trap, the fighter goes over here with the monsters, or they can be like, it would be fun to do something against what we do and choose to go the other way. But that's another like fun, interesting choice, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. These are really great. Thank you guys so much. I'll be doing some remixing. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I wasn't here for the obstacle course. It seems like it went really well. People enjoyed it. I would say that the labyrinth was great.
Yeah.
And the zombie platform one was great. Those are
maybe
I would definitely not cut.
I liked the labyrinth move. If there were like a zombie room move, that would have been cool too. But you don't have to make everything a special move.
Okay.
There are a lot of moves, and I have to say one of the things, I was wanting to see more. Like, I love that you added Venture Forth in there, and outside of the crawl, and I like to keep company. I wanted to see more of that. I think that's a good move. And Gloss Over a Fight is a good move. So seeing some of the existing moves would be very good.
Cool. There's a lot of moves, and there's like 4 tabs of moves, which
right.
I thought would make it easier, but actually I think basic and violence should probably be comboed into 1 tab. I think would probably actually be easier than having it spread. Anyway, this is super helpful. Thank you guys for that feedback. Last bit was always like to end with stars. So let's do a quick round of a star or 2 per person. Who'd like to go first with some stars?
I'll go. Star to Rich, clearly for putting all this stuff together and making it cool, fun, different dungeon experience. It was really cool. I think stars to the folks who like set up relationshipy stuff after the dungeon. Like that was really cool to see a different side of like, what does it look like getting ready for a date and going on a date? What does it look like trying to have a business deal or talk about business? Like I love the dungeon crawling stuff. That's a nice compliment to it. And just everyone, again, like blanket stars to everyone just like playing their characters super hard and everything. Y'all, I know y'all are great and you did the stuff that you do. So I love it.
Thanks, Mark.
I have the same blanket star. This was a lot of fun. It's always fun to bring in really poorly done product placement. And I haven't got to do that in a fantasy genre yet. And yeah, I had a great time doing this. I loved that Lightning was basically doing the whole dungeon for us. I loved complicating stuff with Sunburn. I loved Ajax just forging ahead and deciding to that, the whole point of this is not, you don't have to kill the Medusa, and that was not what Ajax took it as. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed all the parts outside the crawl too. Exploring a weird fantasy Romanesque New York was a lot of fun.
So I'll follow up on that and say I was surprised during this session several times. Like, I was surprised by Ajax like beheading the Medusa. I was surprised by, Sunburn asking Mayday out. And I was surprised with the venture forth, move, and it made me start looking at moves. How could we use these outside the dungeon in creative ways? So I had a thought, Rich, which I'll bookmark until we get done with stars.
Okay, cool.
So let's see. I only get to do 2 stars. Thanks to everybody for letting me hog the spotlight. And I don't know, like, Mark, that back and forth we had was like, it actually helped me as a person. Like this, like it always comes up in the games I'm in, like, how do we treat droids? How do we treat monsters? And it's just been something like bugging me. And that was a very interesting like take on it. And that just, I appreciate that as a human being. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I knew he wasn't going to be like racist against monsters, but like, how far does his just like dumb enthusiasm go, and how much is like, no, we're gonna like outside the game, like they're people,
right? But also, like when I did the description of the orc charging you, and you like caught on, I was like, oh, I love that response. I love that so much. You're like, oh, okay.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was super great. That was one of those things where I surprised myself. Like, you described it, I'm like, oh no, that's a thing that he gets. Okay, yeah.
And I got that from playing football as a kid. The coaches were always like, watch their hips. Their hips have to go where they're going in football. So don't watch anything. Like if they're trying to juke you, just follow their hips. And so that gave me the confidence to do like the whole orc charge thing. So
nice. Great. That was a really good moment. I like that. Sweet. Thanks everybody. I enjoyed this a great deal. Steven, you had an earmark a thing till the end.
I did.
You want to
you mentioned that you had the indie reading club that you were thinking about running this for. Is that like, and you were concerned about length? Is that like a session that you're going to be running it, or
yeah? And I can make it a 4-hour thing, but I'm afraid I'll get tired by the end, so I'm trying to cut.
I have a suggestion for helping with that.
Yeah.
I liked the outside of the dungeon, outside of the Xcrawl as well as inside. You could literally make some of the outside of the crawl moves as a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
So during the crawl, I think that would work really well, is to say, okay, keep in mind, like there are all these moves about like the crawl moves, X-crawling moves, like hype it up and sway the crowd. You could add in there flashback to an outside the crawl move that would give you some benefit, like exactly what Kai and I did. Oh, you have a relationship with this person. It would help give that person advantage because they have they want to protect you, that kind of thing. And it would give you the ability to pull in and have different scenes that might bring in more role play than just a fight.
Instead of having to save it till the end. That's cool. I think that's a good.
And also feel free to start it in the middle of the crawl and flash back to you going into it and stuff like that. Because they always talk about what is it?
In media res.
In media res, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
you're surrounded by
I mean,
orcs, but let's talk about how you got there.
I mean, I kind of started in media res, and it worked
Yeah.
really well for me. It was like, you're in a room with invisible scorpion, and go. So
Yeah, there's almost a part of me that says that as much as I enjoyed the obstacle, like you could almost jump straight to 2 pieces of scroll and you're doing the thing. And but yeah, I'll continue thinking about remixing it. Your feedback has been super helpful, and the flashback jump straight into auction is a really great suggestion.
And the idea of running this like in a session sounds really intimidating. It's like, how do you fit all of this? So, yeah.
It wants to breathe. It wants to breathe.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys so much. This has been a delight. Greg, thanks for joining us mid and being such a great contributor. Thank you, Kai, Stephen, and Mark for being here from day one in our 3-shot. This has been the most fun I've had at a dungeon in a really long time. This, for me, met the promise of a little bit of worldwide wrestling, a little bit of actual dungeon crawling, but with some metatextual late stage capitalism jokes to make it palatable. It was really, really fun for me. So thank you all so much. And with that, we'll bring the recording to a close.